Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
From Pisa, Italy. Finally have made it. Rudy and I were literally just saying how we've been to Italy a few amount of times and we've never made it out here. So we did this time around. Therefore, I'm doing a travel vlog. We are just here for the day. We took a side trip from Florence, which was fairly quick. I want to say within an hour. Yeah. We actually got the tickets last night online. Highly recommended. You just get the QR code and you're good to go.
27 euros, by the way, for both of us.
There you go. So under $30, do a side trip. That's one thing we just love about Europe. It's how easy you can move around. Coming from the States, especially Miami, where it takes us, 8 hours? To get out of the state. It's amazing just to be able to hop on a train and be like in a completely different city, let alone sometimes in a completely different country. So we have a small little travel vlog for you guys today. We are just going to grab breakfast now. We had a quick yogurt at home before heading out because there's actually a breakfast spot that we wanted to check out here. So that's where we're heading. And then afterwards, we're obviously just going to do all of the touristy Pisa things there are to do. We do have lunch reservations at a specific spot that Rudy found, so you're just tagging along with us here today. All right, starting off with a true Italian style breakfast, but as real Americans, we have a full other sort of feast coming along. That is something that Rudy and I are very big on, breakfast. So definitely the Italian breakfast ways are not ones that we particularly will follow. But there was a delicious pistachio cornetto, which I definitely want to try. Super heavy, so I'm sure it's filled with yumminess. And then we opted for flat whites as our coffee of choice. Here's where the mic will be for a minute, just so that I can try this croissant with you guys. Okay, so this is filled with pistachio cream, or pistacchio, as the Italian will say. Obviously, these types of treats are a complete mess, as you can see, but that cream is so delicious, so flavorful. You definitely get a nice flavor of pistachio, that's for sure. And then the croissant is not too flaky, which I could personally appreciate just because I hate when it's just a mess all around. So here is the breakfast. They actually also have vegan options in case you're interested in that, but here's what we went for. Pancakes, scrambled bacon, and maple syrup. I love a good sweet and savory kind of moment, specifically for breakfast. We are at full functioning capacity again.
We're nobody without coffee.
So, how was breakfast?
Breakfast is actually really, really good.
Like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. If we had this in Miami, we'd be going often. Let's just say that.
Quick side note, just if you are new around here and you're just here for the travel vlog, you can go ahead and move forward. But for my regular viewers, let me tell you that traveling with Invisalign is the worst. I honestly, we've gotten, hold on, because we're crossing the street. Thank you. Honestly, and funny enough, Rudy and I are both doing Invisalign at the same time. So we're going through the same mission together. But it is the funniest thing. It's great in the sense that you don't have to take them off, to have snacks. It's limited us on the snack intake because we are foodies. We love trying little spots. If we see something that we like, we love stopping in and just grabbing a coffee, people watching, all that stuff. However, knowing that we have to remove the Invisalign, brush our teeth, and then put them back on, floss, very important.
The people that come behind us in the bathroom definitely think we're doing number 2.
Oh my God.
Because we take forever.
And I know. It was horrible. And the whole point was that this restaurant only had one restroom for everyone, for men and women. So I honestly felt extremely bad, but I mean, it is what it is. I had to, floss and rinse and do all the stuff. So It was horrible. It was horrible. Honestly, if you have like any trips coming up, there's like a cute little market. So I'm going to stop here so I can finish talking and then I can wander around the market. But anyways, if you have any trips coming up and you're planning on doing Invisalign, hold off. Honestly, hold off. Or just be prepared. And that's another thing. I have to carry so much things. Thankfully, Rudy's helping me. He brought his little sling, which he's had for forever and he rarely uses. But this time around, I was like, you need to carry your own little kind of essentials. And I carry mine because if not, my bag is going to weigh a ton. Talking about that, I have to share with you guys my outfit, but we'll get into that a little later. So yeah, now we're just going to wander around. We do have lunch reservations at 1, which we did need to make because it's like a popular restaurant. But besides that, we're obviously heading to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. When in Pisa, right? Well, that was chaotic. Thoughts?
I know we're tourists. Man, do I hate tourists.
Rudy and I were like, if this is in April, which honestly, when we started traveling, April was kind of like the slow season.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Clarify that.
Yeah. I think year round, there is not a slow season anywhere in the world. I don't know if it was something like after COVID or I honestly cannot tell you what happened, but that was such chaos. It got to a point where it was a little bit overwhelming, to be honest. But besides that, it was super funny to see everybody trying to take the pictures. So I think that that's honestly one of the highlights when you come here. I would have loved to just kind of like grab the coffee, sat in one of the stairs of like any of the churches that are around the square and kind of just like people watched, because we ran into a few that we were honestly just cracking up. So you can buy one ticket that allows you to have access to inside of a few of the sites there. There's also the wall, which you can walk around. However, as I mentioned previously, we do have lunch reservations. So what we're doing is we're actually heading that way because they do also have the Piazza di Cavalieri. There should be maybe like a cute little market or something since it is the weekend. So we'll walk around there before we head to lunch. But I'm obviously glad we came, glad we saw it, because I always get sometimes like that question like, oh, do you think a certain place is worth it? I mean, one, that's personal, and two, I think anywhere in the world is worth it because it allows you to build your own opinion about a specific place. There might be a way that I enjoy traveling and you enjoy traveling a different way. Therefore, some places you might find more worth it than I do. So I just think that wherever you travel, it's just personal, and maybe, you know, some places just have more things that you enjoy to do than others. But I always think that there's something fun and new to do in every place that you go discover. So yeah, that was my little travel chat for you. Okay, OTD, before we go into lunch, I wore my trench coat. Whenever we travel to Europe, it's usually during spring or fall, so I love bringing it with me. Underneath, I actually got some rib tees from H&M, jeans, H&M go-to at the moment. My sneakers are from Allbirds. So comfortable. If you are traveling and want a cute pair of comfortable sneakers, highly recommend them. And then last but not least, the handbag, of course, my Longchamp. These are just the best travel bags. That's it. Tummy's full, and now it's time for
Gelato.
We have two dessert options that we want. There's gelato from La Bottega del Gelato, which is the oldest gelato
In Pisa.
in Pisa.
Pizza.
In Pisa. And then we also have another spot, I think it's called Bombolini, where it's like these kind of like sugar donuts filled with different flavors. And Rudy worked in Dunkin' Donuts as a teenager.
Fun fact, that was my first job.
Yes.
Hated it. Can't stand donuts.
Exactly.
Don't like
So anytime that I want donuts, he's like, no, I'll pass. So we're compromising. Not really. I'm also getting gelato, and then I'm getting the donuts. So we ended up grabbing a chair on a statue here on the side. There is a sitting area right outside of the gelato place, but obviously it's full. So, verdict?
Really good. Can't go wrong with pistachio.
I know, I definitely had my pistachio for the day. So I went with Nutella ice cream, and then I also got the dulce de leche bombola is what it's called. So we'll try that as well. Guys, I'm trying with the angles. I'm sorry, I know this isn't the best one, but this is what we're working with. So I got just a cup with only Nutella.
Fire?
Honestly, Nutella never does you any wrong. I know that a lot of people don't love it, but I think that the ones that love it get it. So delicious. It's filled. Like the amount of Nutella that's in here. Rudy says he prefers his. Okay, that was delicious. Let's go to the bombola.
That's literally a bomb.
Oh my god. Seriously. They had a few flavors and I honestly couldn't choose. I was standing there and the guy was just looking at me, so he like intimidated me. I felt under pressure, but you can't go wrong with dulce de leche, so I opted for that one. And they make them fresh. So he literally like cut open one, put it into the sugar, put the dulce de leche inside, and then just did a little kind of swirl at the top, which Rudy says looks like the poop emoji, and now I can unsee it. So thank you for that. Let's give this a try.
It's caramel, right?
Dulce de leche, yeah, like a thicker consistency of caramel, I guess.
Crunchy?
So the bread itself, I wouldn't say it's tasteless, but it doesn't have a lot of taste to it. It just has the powdered sugar. Well, not really powdered, it's just like sugar crystals. But then what adds the kick is definitely the flavor that you go for. The dulce de leche is incredible, so highly recommend. But again, they have a ton of different flavors. I'm sure you'll be able to find one that you'll enjoy. And then the bread itself is very fluffy, very soft. 10 out of 10. It is a mess to eat, as you can see, so just keep that in mind. I always carry wipes with me, so we're good on this end. All right, so we stopped in to get a coffee in order to brush our teeth because obviously we had lunch and then we went ahead and had gelato and the bombolis. And in those spots, neither of them had a restroom. So then what we ended up doing was just going into a cafe, ordered a cafe and had it by the bar. Which, if you don't know, in Italy, when you have the coffee kind of like at the counter, it's cheaper than if you actually get it and sit down, whether it's inside of the restaurant or outdoors. So we went and brushed our teeth, now have clean teeth until dinner time. And we're gonna walk now Corso Italia, which is just like a long sort of street with a bunch of little stores. And I wanna visit the H&M because they have like the nicest H&M. They have like frescoes all around the stores. So I think it's time to call it a day here in Pisa. We were actually going to wait to have dinner, but turns out the place that we wanted to eat at, which offers cecina, I hope I'm saying that correctly, I'll pop up the name on the screen. It's a chickpea flatbread that originated like in the Tuscan region. I know that there's other cities that also offer it, but we wanted to have it here. However, it turns out that the place actually closes and then reopens at 7. It's currently 4:45, and we pretty much did everything that we needed to do today, so I don't think it's worth to stay here for, almost 3 hours in order to have that. I really think that a day trip is more than enough. There's some side trips that can take longer. In that case, then I would definitely recommend maybe considering 2 or 3 days for bigger cities. But for Pisa, personally, I think a day trip is perfect. We came in the weekend, so it's actually a Saturday, and it worked out well because there was a lot of activity. As you saw, there's a lot of like little markets going around all over the city, so that was nice to also enjoy. So that is going to be it for this travel vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any tips that you want to leave in the comment section for those watching this video just for a little bit of inspiration, then go ahead and leave that in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.